Thank you. Thank you. Well, let's start by using the wet trap that I brought. I'll show you how it works. It's used for two mouths. And it's extendable. Let's find a place to set the trap. In this case, I brought cookies to throw to the minnows, which activates them right away. Look, the forest here is amazing. Willows, I think they're called alder willows, but it's incredible. I hope it'll be fine here, but there's a lot of mud, so it might sink. Well, there they are. As long as there aren't any celiac minnows, they're going to be on a diet. I don't know where that is. Let's bring it over and throw it a little more toward the middle. Right here by Los Sauces is ideal. Let's try more over there. Right, let's go. We're going to have to change the shot.
That's it.
Let's cast at the taro with the hook frog. The water's clear enough, so we'll try. I have another lure that dives deeper. Let's go further over there where the water comes in. Maybe since the water is darker there, we might get a bite. The day is extremely humid. If it doesn't start raining today or tomorrow, the rain won't be far off. So, well, it's perfect because the places are getting drier and drier here, so the rain is more than welcome. Let's try. Let's take some shots here towards that side. Hopefully the trap 4. Mojaras works because it's a place where I'm seeing a lot of activity on the surface, and I think that having mojarita, it's going to work perfectly. I forgot bug spray, so a mosquito was bothering me. There are some crickets that, when I walk, they jump into the water and attack it incredibly. Maybe they're minnows. So here we are among the water hyacinths, trying to find a good spot to cast, because so far they haven't bitten. Anyway, we're about to head over to the place where I have the kayak, which is where I left the trap. And let's see if it has bait. I like to cast here. Whoa, I hear movement over there. Let's go around. Alright, still nothing, but there's something very positive, which is that this place, as you can see, has a lot of oxygenation since it's full of aquatic plants everywhere. That's why there's so much movement here. In the water, on the surface. Now let's go back to the place where we can see if we can catch some small fish, so that way we can use them as bait on the bottom and on the surface. Let's see what we catch for. To prepare a little meal here on the shore. Look at these huge footprints. They must be from a heron or maybe a stork, but they're pretty big. Look at the hook that's been left here. It has a leader. But I think the leader is... No, you can't get this leader back because he's stuck with the little tube. Well, after quite a while. Yeah, I caught the cricket I told you about. Let's put together a minnow trap since I have this right here. And let's see if we can catch one with the minnow trap and this cricket. Thank you. It bites right away. They must be sucked. The mocharas must be small because I don't want them biting deep. They strip my flesh fast. See how quickly they bite. There it is, Opa. Oh no, that was a good one. Let's throw it with mojara. And I took off the tail to put on the mojara hook. Let's see if we can catch a few mojaras. Let's cast it to the other side, because I haven't had a bite yet. I'm crossing through the forest of sauces. The place is beautiful. But still, this part is a low area, where the Chao River rises. In fact, the reason this grew like this was because of the last flood we had. Let's follow this little path. I wanted to keep catching mohara, but it took me longer to catch a cricket than for them to strip my bait instantly. They stripped my bait really fast. The piece of mojara I just caught, but it was a huge mojara. Look at what it is. Alright, let's take advantage of the bait now and let's cast to the bottom. Alright, we're in the middle of the river. I'm coming with the float and a fresh mohara. Let's cast and drift with the current since the wind is blowing that way. Let's see if something bites the float. There we go. Alright, they're starting to go for the pot. Thank you. Friends, we're on the second day of fishing. We have good news. It's rained a lot and, well, the river has risen a bit. It looks like some fish have come in. Because I just started rowing about 50 minutes ago, and I've seen a lot of activity from fishermen. And when they're going around checking the long lines, the fishing lines, because there's movement, so let's look for an area where we can... We stayed with the kayak and I brought lever as bait to try catching boga fish. Dough and worms. So let's see what we catch today. I'll leave you with the place now. I'm looking around to see if there's any frog around here, but look at how this has eroded. It's really high. But nothing. Let's take the first shot. Let's get some. Let's try with liver first. I already brought this prepared. It's super fresh. This line I'm going to use is one of the sliding ones I always show you. A hook for assorted fish, one of the common ones. We put 3 on them. Little pieces of liver, and now let's see if we can prepare the dough. The flouring up here and tossing it there, that's it. Right where the fish go by. Well, you can see it's not deep. Alright, second team, Korean line from our own brand. For my personal taste, the best there is because of the quality of the hooks, because of everything, so yeah. In this case, I put heart and liver on it because being up on the kayak is going to make things complicated for me. Prepare it. The flowering so well. We'll go with this, and once we manage to get to the shore, we'll prepare it with dough.
All right, now I'm heading to the Garzon River. Thank you.
Well, I switched bait and used the Korean line, caught an octopus. I didn't want to try with worm bait because of the bait stealers, but well, let's give it a try. Maybe a nice yellow catfish will come by, a little moncholo that we can use to prepare right there on the shore, so let's give it a shot. Just when they were reeling in on this rod, I had a bite, but obviously I couldn't check it, so now, once this one has it, let's check if there's anything. Okay, let's go into the spot we have here, which is a pretty deep area because we haven't had any bites. If it wasn't a black-crowned night heron, what bird was I showing you? If anyone knows the name and wants to leave it in the comments, it would be great to share the name of that bird, which I always see, but the name just doesn't come to mind. So, well, let's go in here. Notice that I'm not sure if it's going to start. Let's see how it looks from across the water. But here we'll be able to prepare the dough and make some good casts. So, well, let's go in. This way you can see the real layout of the place, for those who don't know it. I'm going to share it with you live. What the place is like. The last time I came, I was thinking about building myself some kind of shelter or something. Fish and camp in these places. Notice that it's full of smooth willow trees, so there won't be any shortage of space for that. It's incredible how they grow. Look, here another forest is already forming again. Once the water goes down, hopefully it won't get clogged. The wind is coming toward us, so let's find the spot. The best spot we can find to fish. Look, this area where it connects with the river would be ideal for night fishing with live bait. Now that the season for big fish is coming. When they come into these places to hunt. We're getting the mojarero ready to see if we can catch some small fish. I cast the rod here with Higo. It's supposed to bite, but I'm busy now, so once I prepare this, buddy, let's not go to the shore to fish. Like with Tres Television. Palito, let's use it for...
like a mojarero.
I don't know if you can hear in the background the noises there are. The rain has brought a lot of bugs and things like that, and it has made the fish more active, so, well, we're lucky there. There it goes.
To get going. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, we're here now. Look at this place. Here, luckily it's solid, but down there, where I fished last time, it's all full of mud. I changed the hook on the multi-purpose rod. I put a short leg for boga. I put some liver on it. Let's prepare the dough and cast. We'll probably end up over that way, and then we'll fish for small ones over here. Alright, let's do this quickly. Now we'll set up a float and cast it to the other side. Look at the small fish rig. This is how I bait it. I use the hooks to bait the long leg and leave the whole worm on the leg. That way, when they bite and pull the float under, you just pull. And it gets hooked right away, because sometimes if you put the worm on the tip where the hook is sharp, covering the point makes it much harder to hook the fish. Ooh, that one got away. Alright, first catch by Tinita with the Korean line and worm. Alright, let's see if we can get another one. To prepare them, because we haven't caught anything else. The face float, I see it's bobbing around. I'm going to put a worm on it. On the other rod, and we'll keep it. Right there, ready for any bite. We're going to use these two. Look at the hook that
I'm using. Thank you.
I don't know what the float is carrying, but it's weird because it just moves it. It could be some crab or something. Let me try to put some tension on it. Let's see what it does. Let's look for another spot to cast. Let's see if we can catch something from this part of the river. I brought the heart, the liver, and the worms. On that side I left it, it's pretty muddy here. On that side I left the rod with the Korean line and I left the float that I replaced. The mojara in the end was probably some bait stealer because it was completely torn up. In the end, there was no catch. Everything was muddy, so we'll have to return to cast again for this one.
Side.
About to have some mate and something attacked the buoy, but it attacked it really hard.
And then it let go.
But it practically sank it completely. Let's release this one and try it with Kolmosa. Now let's see what we can learn from this.
The truth is that
As for the firewood, we have it pretty easy. This is all from the same willows that they keep cutting.
here.
They'd already made a small game, it seems.
Put it together here where
It's already burned. We're still waiting for a bite, and the rod with dough hasn't had any luck yet. On that side is the buoy, which we'll check out soon. Here we're preparing the little fish I caught since I didn't bring food. The plan was to fish and eat, and that's what I'm doing.
Getting the fire started was tough since everything is damp. There's also a lot happening nearby. Oh, I just got a bite.
I left the rod there with a little hook and wet tail. See? There it is, so you know I'm not lying.
I'm going to leave it because
Well, in summary, this is the fishing situation. It's complicated. We've only been there a few times. So it's a matter of getting the hang of it and seeing which bait is ideal for this place. Oh, now we're talking.
But look at what it was.
It was a piranha. Can you believe it? It left me with nothing, and I thought it was a boga. Well, I hope it bites again, because it would be good for us. Perfect for making a barbecue there with the little catfish, which
it's exactly a catfish.
They call it porteño or little porteño, likely referring to fish. They get stressed out over nothing and you can release them instantly, and after a while they're floating there, so it's pointless to release them, let's say, because they die.
Let's check out the buoy, see what's up. Alright, that's it. Looks like not. There's a small sabalo fish here. It must be nearby.
I don't think it's suffocated, but maybe they did, son. See?
I'm going to take it for bait.
I don't know if it's suffocated or got stuck in some tissue. And since it's small, they released it, but that's strange. Look.
It's really red.
Other smaller fish have been eating it, especially the tail. Let's try on the riverside. Don't forget that if you like it, I can come and do a kayak fishing trip or something. Leave a like so I can keep doing this kind of fishing.
Or exploring different places.
So, alright, let's give it a try.
At the river, let's see what might bite.
It's starting to clear up a bit, so maybe by tomorrow.
It'll be nice. This is the other part I mentioned.
Which is also full of alders, see? And
Farther that way, everything's taller. Thank you.
well, let's wait for the last bite. So in the meantime, I want to thank you for joining me on this fishing trip. As always, thank you for watching and for being a part of this.
If anything comes up, I'll let you know. Let's wait here.
The last shot.